to DeFi, degens, drip, and farm for poverty, where on this channel, our vision is to empower the impoverished by helping you find financial freedom through crypto assets. Please subscribe and leave a comment and a thumbs up.
Hey guys, welcome back. DeFi, degens, drip, and farm for poverty. So it's your boy Drip Coach bringing you all the latest and greatest from Forex Shark, dropping those knowledge bombs to help you understand the macro of this entire ecosystem that Forex is building. And I want to review the previous AMA because my question was the first question he answered, and it had a lot of insight that you can understand from Forex as a developer. So I'm going to be playing the clip, and then we're going to break it down. But so what we're going to find out in this video is what brand archetypes are and how Forex is looking at the long-term vision. And the fact that he has answers to these questions lets us know that he is definitely going to be doing something long-term and different in the space. So I'm going to play this clip. I clipped it out here. Then I'm going to bring up the text so you can read it just in case.
Different questions, and then these questions got upvoted the most. So one of them is from Drip Coach. Shout out to Drip Farming for Poverty. He asked a great question. Check this out. So with the new marketing products and team growth, it is clear you are moving the Drip ecosystem in the direction that it has never been before in crypto. So you're creating a company with various products and multiple divisions to support those products. So as the visionary and CEO, I know you don't like to use that term CEO, and you could break that down too, but what is the singular tagline you feel best represents the ecosystem and vision you have in mind that we as a community members and content creators can echo, so that way everyone is on the same page and is truly creating like a brand or a company identity that changes the game? So does this tagline factor into the brand archetype? So like, what's the brand archetype? So we're going with the new UI is going to be Charles Schwab inspired. Even the Animal Farm interface is a way more professional interface. So like, what's your vision for what we're gonna go into now, and how should us drip influencers and community members like adjust or adapt to how the changes are coming? Like what's gonna be our identity, you feel, moving forward?
So before I listen or let you guys listen to his response, I want you guys to, because you may not be familiar with this, this is more like marketing lingo and things of that nature, but brand archetypes are basically like kind of this personality type that got labeled on top of brands in regards to how they are perceived and how they act. And it comes from the psychologist Carl Jung. And he has other archetypes that he did in psychology, and then he put them into brands that you can look at and kind of identify. So he created 12 archetypes, or somebody else, I would say. I don't think Carl Jung actually did this, but they took it from his research and made these different archetypes. And then you can find brands that fall into these places. And we're going to explore what the actual brand archetype is and what it means. And how that plays into the question that I asked and why that's important. I know some of you may not even recognize that or think that it has any importance, but for if you look at any of these companies here, you know that they are legitimately large companies, and any company that scales to be a brand that is globally recognized falls into one of these archetypes. And they may not do it initially and create their brand with that in mind, but as they grow, they grow because they're able to articulate certain characteristics that resonate with people on a subconscious level. And that's what this is talking about. 95% of us make decisions about brands subconsciously and not rationally. So essentially, your affinity for some specific company stems from your perception of their brand. And this goes into detail about the brand archetypes, and also talks about like how our subconscious, even in movies and things of that nature, you have these archetypes playing. Like the fairy godmother is the epitome of a monthly figure and caregiver, and Ethan Hunt is the classic hero. So you see these archetypes being constantly portrayed on a subconscious level in different types of media. And the brands that are the strongest embody the archetypes. And when I asked Forex, or not when I asked, when I typed the question, he gave 3 different values that were important for him as the visionary of what he's building. So let's listen to that response, and then we can break it down a bit. So it's another 2.5 minutes. Just a quick message. Please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. That does help the channel as well as help bring brand awareness to all Forex Shark related projects. Thanks.
So I would say what we represent is integrity, value, and innovation. And what we will be doing over the next couple of years is taking all of the major financial instruments and bringing them to DeFi. That is my goal. That's what we're going to do. We're going to bring privacy. So, everybody knows what happened recently with Tornado Cash. That happened because those are docs developers that have registered companies in the US, right? They registered in the US and they made themselves a target. There was no need to make themselves a target. They could have had a fully decentralized model that doesn't have a CEO, that isn't a registered company in the US. And that's the reason why they got targeted, but some other privacy models were not targeted. So I want to take true value, the true use cases that we need in DeFi and bring them to the market. And right now, there are no yield aggregating and lending platforms that do it right, in my opinion. There's none that allow for true sustainability, that have all of the incentive structures and just do it right from A to B. And that's what we're bringing with Animal Farm. With Drip, we have a variety of new products that we're bringing to the table. So the Dogs of Fortune game has a very unique use case for Drip that people are gonna love, and that's from day one, right? So there's a lot that I want to do, but I wanted to stay kind of hyper focused over the next 4 months by the end of the year of getting out Animal Farm, getting out the products that we already have developed for Animal Farm, and then moving to Scratchy. Next year, my main focus is going to be privacy, insurance, and lending. That's going to be my main focus next year. And our vision is really bringing innovation, integrity, and value to DeFi. There are a handful of solid.
All right. So there you have it. So his response for the catchphrase that I was looking for, like you familiar with, Nike, just do it and think different. He basically said innovation, integrity, and value, right? So these could be the core values that he represents. Now, he didn't answer the brand archetype answer, but he may not be familiar with these, but that's where we as the community and stuff, and as you start to see these get developed, I encourage you to start doing some digging, because as I show you guys on this channel, it's all about what is the big picture? What is he actually trying to build? He's not just making a copy paste, shit fork, as Ray would say, or just throwing out some contracts. He's actually thinking really intuitively and macro scale, like he said, bringing all of the traditional financial vehicles to DeFi. So that is huge. Like we know that Drip app operates like a CD, the piggy bank like a annuity, right? So these are, and him having those three values, you can look at these brand archetypes and kind of see where they fall on the spectrum and how they do things different. So innovation is a goal of the creator, one of the most known creators, Apple, right? And then the one that jumped out to me as well was the Rebel, which is the disruptor. Definitely he is doing something to disrupt the space. And if you can look at some of the brands in here, the Desire, Revolution, Gold, Disruption. If I ever get a chance to do an AMA with Forex, I'm not going to be covering any of his projects and what he's done and what's coming up. I'm going to get into the weeds on questions like this. What drives him, what his upbringing is, what his inspiration is, all that stuff. I want to actually get to know the person, because at the end of the day, that's what we're betting on. Granted, like you mentioned, his AMA, the contracts can run by themselves, but the innovation and creativity and the vision that this man is bringing to the space is why we are all here. So I want to find out more about these kinds of things, but I think he could be in the the creator or the rebel space, because he definitely falls into this. And in that AMA, he also mentioned about not worrying about what the SEC regulations, because he's willing to do something different that's immutable. So I could see him being in here as well. So again, the whole point of this was to get you guys to see that I don't know if you're in any other projects or if you get a chance to listen to developers, but if you have a developer who actually has values for, I don't want to call it a company because that's not what he's trying to build, but for the platforms he's building, and understands the marketing as a whole, has a brand identity and stuff that he's moving towards, that's where we as content creators and us in the space, again, remember I told you guys, you are a part owner of a franchise. So when you start to echo this, you can tell people, they're like, yeah, who is Forex? Well, he's a guy focused on bringing integrity, value, and innovation to the DeFi space. And that should perk up people's ears, you know? And then you can do your homework and understand what brand archetypes are and how we as a community can echo these kinds of things and match things up and whatnot. Because like I said, every major brand falls into these categories. And I already showed you guys previously, again, that this is a $1 billion platform that he built with just Drip alone. So the animal farm will be another $1 billion. Therefore, now we are a multi-billion dollar platform built in less than 2 years. Multi-billion. Like, how many other people can say that? What other platforms can show that kind of money? What other platforms have this many users and stuff like that? So all you got to do is buckle up and enjoy the ride. It's going to be bumpy, but understanding the man behind the contracts will help you guys make the right decisions in the long run. All right, continue please to support the channel, like, subscribe, turn on notifications so that you don't miss another video. And I will update you guys on the scavenger hunt as well in these various videos. So until next time, live daily and achieve your impossible. See ya. That was not the one I wanted to do.